Good evening, you guys. This is your boy Bill Mahari here, representing MehariNation Sports Podcast. Welcome to episode 16 of Basketball Conversations. Right here on this channel, we go live every Friday night on Basketball Conversations at 9 p.m. Central Time, right here on this channel there too. I wanted to say salute to the entire LDBC and the basketball community. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot some stuff to talk about. We're primarily going to talk about more about with Kobe Bryant and everything else in the building there. You know what I mean? What's going on, Trick Nolte? Good to see you, my friend. Yo, I'll tell you something, Trick Nolte. You got a lot of you know good old school basketball stuff though, man. I was very, very impressed with what you sent me, man. Real talk, man. But yeah, um, we suffered a very, very unexpected tragedy on Sunday last weekend. With the unexpected death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter GiGi, along with those 9 other people on board in that helicopter. And it's been a really, really, it's been really, really been a sad, sombering week. Contributing to one of the greatest, basketball players of all time. I like I said before, I've put Kobe Bryant in the top 5 in terms of all time greatest players in NBA history. Now I know there's going to be a lot of debate about who was better and everything else in between, but those debates can be saved for another day because I'm not really interested in answering those kind of questions at the moment, though, there too. But I'll tell you this, though. I'll tell you a little memory about Kobe Bryant that I remember the most. Um, the first time I got to see Kobe Bryant on national television was at the 1998 NBA All-Star Game in New York City. And this was during, Michael Jordan's, final season with the Chicago Bulls because by that time, Jerry Krause had burned the bridge with Jordan, Pippen, and Jackson, and their breakup was going to be the inevitable. And when I was watching the game on the television screen, me and my mom, we were the only people at home at the time, and we saw this kid in an afro, wearing the purple and gold jersey. And my mom asked me because she didn't know who Kobe Bryant was. She asked me, "Who is this guy in the purple, Abiel? Who's that purple guy?" I always will laugh at that at the accent when she asks like, "Hey, who's that purple guy?" But I didn't know who that was at the time. The only person I knew at that time was legitimately Michael Jordan. But the announcer, I think it was Bob Costas at the time. It was on NBC at the time, and he said, and it was the name of Kobe Bryant. And many people found him as the next Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? But I didn't know much about Kobe about that time. I was only about 5 or 6 years old, and when he played in his first ever All-Star game in New York City, there was an electricity in the building that you can't not describe. And when he took the floor and did his thing, I mean, it was just an unbelievable experience. Watching him, get the alley oop pass from Garnett, the 360 dunk, the behind the back, move against Matumbo to the sky hook. You know what I mean? It was just an unbelievable experience. Eddie Night TV, what's going on, bro? How you doing? So, it was just a great experience to behold. You know what I mean? But salute to Jerry West for making one of the greatest draft day trades of all time, because Jerry West saw the talent in Kobe Bryant that nobody else did, and he took a chance on a 17-year-old kid from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. By that time, some high school players were basically going into the league. The year prior to that, Kevin Garnett, came out of high school and entered the NBA. And Kobe Bryant was doing the same, was basically did the same thing like Kobe did. And so by that offseason, the Lakers was building another championship contending team. And that's in that offseason, um, they acquired Shaquille O'Neal for about 125 million dollars. Actually, it was 120, and then they acquired Kobe Bryant via trade through trading Vlade Divac to the Hornets for the draft rights of Kobe Bryant. In one offseason, Jerry West drafted the 1 and 2 punch combination that would be the foundation for the three-peat championship teams in the early 2000s. A9 TV says that nominee reminds me of AI in Game One of the Finals. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean that Game One performance was just unbelievable. I mean, for Iverson to walk onto the floor, drop 48 points, especially that nasty ankle breaker against Tyronn Lue, in front of the Laker bench, and after he hits the baseline jumper, steps over Tyronn Lue to let him know that, boy, you cannot guard me any day of the week. You cannot guard me. I mean, it was just a great experience. It was just an unbelievable experience. Trick Nolte said, I wasn't a big fan of Kobe, but I liked him more towards the end of his career. I did respect his game. I even tear up when I saw the picture of him and his daughter facing the goal with wings on their back. Yeah, man, it was just it was very, very sad, bro. I feel you on that. It was really, really a sad feeling to see what had happened. But also, if you follow Vanessa Bryant on Twitter, I'm sorry, on Instagram, there's a video that showed Gianna's basketball highlights, and she was playing exactly like her father. Cutting, moving, shooting like her dad, and then she did the fadeaway jumper just like her dad. So, and the really sad part was she made an early commitment to Connecticut. You know what I mean? And basically, was just going to go down there to Connecticut and learn from Gino Ariyama, and then basically follow her dreams to play in the WNBA. So we don't. I mean, Gianna was going to be possibly another superstar in the making too. We just don't know. But it's just a very, very sad thing. You know, I don't think there's another player that's going to have the same trajectory and the same path. You know, that Kobe Bryant had. I mean, you think about it. When he came into the NBA as a 17 to 18-year-old, I mean, he showed unbelievable confidence, you know, at an early age. I mean, how many 17 or 18-year-olds can come into the league against established men and basically show the skill, but the confidence and the willingness to learn how to play, at that early age? There's not many. They're just not anymore. And when Kobe dominated that 98 All-Star game, you could tell there was a new era of basketball that's gonna be coming in, that we possibly could see the next predecessor to the Michael Jordan throne. And Kobe took the crown and just ran with it. And that 98 All-Star game was kind of like the passing of the torch from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant. And Kobe seized the moment and seized the opportunity and earned Michael's respect out of it. And along the way, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant developed a unique mentor type of friendship where Kobe was learning some of the things from Michael, as he said before in that one-on-one interview with Shaq, that Michael took him under his wing. He showed him the little secrets, the little different moves there too, and you know, Kobe Bryant became the reflection of Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And the thing is, without without the contributions of Jordan and Magic along the way, mentoring and guiding Kobe along the way, you know, he may not have the career that he had. So let me go ahead and check out this chat real quick. 89 TV says, this whole experience made me appreciate LeBron even more. It's bigger than basketball. Exactly. And salute to LeBron James too, because LeBron, has been, doing a great job of, carrying on the legacy of Kobe right now. He's spawned a new tattoo on his leg right now. And I'm going to make sure to end the live stream a little bit earlier tonight because I want to watch the Blazers and Lakers game that's going to come on, very soon. But the thing is, though, that Kobe, before he died, was trying to get his fans to jump on board and cheering for LeBron James because he's now playing for the LA Lakers. But unfortunately, a lot of Laker fans were kind of sold on LeBron James because of some of the stuff that he does behind the scenes. But the Kobe was kind of trying to embrace LeBron as the new guy, and kind of was ready to and would basically passed on the torch to LeBron. And so when the news of his death came about the that next day, I'm sure it really hit LeBron very, very hard, and it still is hitting him very, very hard. I mean, you think about the fact that that you basically passed him third on the all-time scoring list, and he congratulated you and basically gave you his full support of you, and then all of a sudden, bam, he died just unexpectedly. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it was a very, very hard experience, you know. But let me get to the other part of his career that I really enjoy, that I really you know lean towards and really admire him the most. See, the thing with Kobe Bryant was is that he wasn't afraid to fail, and he committed himself so hard to being the best basketball player that he can be. You guys remember the air balls that he had against the Utah Jazz in the playoffs? I mean, any 17 or 18-year-old would have broken themselves down completely after that experience. But I will say this off the rip. I will say that, despite the fact that Kobe should have never been out on the floor, Kobe was the only guy that was willing to take those shots, and despite the fact he didn't make those shots, just like what Shaq said, that next time that you take those shots, those same people that are laughing at you right now, they're gonna fear you when you make those shots. And the really rewarding experience is for Kobe to basically rebound from those air balls that he had against the Jazz, you know, and develop his skills and develop that inner hunger and inner motivation to be the best basketball player that he can be really tells you a lot about the character and the inner desire of Kobe Bryant to be the best player that he can be. And there's not going to be another player like that for a very, very long time, because those kind of people don't exist in today's NBA. Now, there's only a few like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, and also Steph Curry who had that. But the thing is, today's generation, there's not many of them that have that inner drive and inner hunger and that inner mama mentality to be the best player that they can be, other than the superstars. So th- this is going to be a very, very tough thing for them to try to live up to the standard that Kobe Bryant, provided for them when they were watching him play as they were growing up. So uh, Trick Nolte says Kobe's daughter was well advanced. She would have been a beast, no question about it. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that Gianna was going to be a beast in basketball, no question about it. 89 Sport the TV says salute to Byron Scott when he said Kobe was going to be a great player one day. This was Kobe's rookie year. Yep, absolutely, man, absolutely. And then 89 TV says Kobe took the most impossible shots in NBA history and made them. Oh yeah, no question. I mean, he would make shots that are just, you would say to yourself, those are bad shots for anybody. But when Kobe was in the zone and was ready to pull up and take those kind of shots, you know that there's a great chance he was going to make them. Trick Nolte said, put these man childs in order for best to last. LeBron, KG, Kobe, Amari, Zion, Kim, Dawkins, Malone. Woo! Trick Nolte's gone to work on my mind. Well, man childs. Okay, I'll put it like this. I would put Kobe first as the most, you know, dominant Mamba mentality. Then I would put KG, then LeBron, then I would put uh Karl Malone, Amari, then Kemp, Dawkins, and then Zion Williamson last. Now, my list could change down the line there too, but I'm actually going to stick with that. Yeah. But I'll tell you my favorite, Kobe moment of all time. My favorite Kobe moment is not the 81-point performance. It's not the 3-point record he established in '03. Okay. My favorite Kobe Bryant moment of all time for me is the 2000 NBA Finals, the Game 4 series against the Indiana Pacers. Because remember, in that series, in the second game, Jalen Rose intentionally hurt Kobe Bryant when he stuck his foot out and made Kobe Bryant twist his ankle. And he was out for the rest of the game. Even though the Lakers went on to win the game and take a 2-0 lead, Kobe had to sit out because of the ankle injury, and the Pacers took advantage of that and then won the game and then kept the series to a 2-1 deficit. Now, you knew that Kobe was not going to sit out the next game. And Kobe basically said before the game, and you watched it on the championship film, I should say the championship story. Kobe pretty much said that 100% or not, I could just change my game. You know what I mean? And you knew that Kobe was not going to sit out this game. There was no way he was. But when that game started, though, it Kobe was moving kind of gently on that ankle. He wasn't moving fluently. He wasn't trusting that ankle as much as he should. And there's a good reason for that because his ankle was hurt. Then, as the second half and as the game kind of slowly progressed, Kobe was, working himself into the game. He was penetrating. He was, breaking down the Indiana Pacers defense, which allowed Shaq to dominate in the paint. And then when the game went into overtime, Shaq fouled out. And it was the first time in those 2000 playoffs that Shaq fouled out. You knew that the Pacers were new. You knew that the Pacers were going to take advantage of this because they saw opportunity. With Shaq out of the game, this was a golden chance to try to win the game and tie the series. But Kobe basically patted Kobe on the shoulder and said, I should say, Kobe patted Shaq on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, big fella, I got this." Um, and then proceeded to basically dominate the game. And he basically made big jumpers and basically took Reggie Miller off the dribble. He took Mark Jackson off the dribble, Jalen Rose off the dribble. I mean, this guy took over the game when it was needed most, and he did it with a calm swagger and that demeanor where you knew he was cold as ice. And that was the game that basically put him on another level. And I think, to me, in my opinion, I think that game was the beginning of the birth of the Black Mamba moniker. I know it would take a long time, like in 2008, 2009, for that moniker to finally be validated. But if you really look back in his career, I think that performance against the Pacers was just the beginning of that Mamba character mentality. And it helped the Pacers. It helped the Lakers to win the game, to win that game, and they went on to win the series in six to win their first championship in franchise history. I'd say, so, oops, my bad. Their first championship between the three guys. My mistake. Because the Lakers won multiple titles. Why would I say that? Dumb me. So, anyway, let's continue on. Let me check out the chat real quick. 89 TV says, I think Magic Johnson isn't being mentioned as much as the coach conversation, even though he's still respected as the greatest point guard of all time. Yeah, I do agree with this. I do agree that Magic Johnson does belong in the top 10 conversation, but there's just too many great players, in that top 5 category that, kind of makes Magic Johnson a bit outside on the list. Okay. A bit outside on the list. I think that if you had a top 10, there's no question that Magic Johnson belongs in the top 10 of the greatest players of all time. But in the top 5, that's tough because you have to also consider the other guys that are better, that are basically had dominated their positions respectively. You also have to consider, Russell, Chamberlain, Kareem, um, you know, uh, Michael and Kobe, those type of players, or even Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, Julius Irving. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, it's a really, really. I guess it depends on what your subjective criteria is when you talk about greatest players of all time and the kind of impact they made in their sport. It just depends on how you think about it. 89 TV says all the defenders that shut down Kobe, they all got smoked the next day when they play him. Oh yeah, absolutely. My favorite quote unquote Kobe stopper was Raja Bell, because Raja Bell hated Kobe. He hated playing against him because he felt in his mind Kobe took the easy way out and was a cheap shot artist. But Kobe knew he could score against Raja Bell anytime he wanted to, and there was nothing Raja Bell could do to stop him. Even though he had the infamous clothesline against Bryant in the '06 playoffs, the bottom line is when Kobe decides to basically destroy you on the court without even trying, he could do that. And against Raja Bell, Kobe was like, this dude can't guard me. He's easy work. And he proceeds every time to back him down in the post, fade away jumper, or just do a triple threat, get him off of him, hit those long range jumpers in his sleep. I mean, it was amazing how he was able to dissect Raja Bell. But I think the best defender against Kobe at that time is between to me, it's between Shane Battier and Bruce Bowen because both Bruce Bowen and Shane Battier, in terms of their overall defense, they're so good at moving their feet and taking away one of Kobe's best strengths. He could take away the pull-up game or the back-end game, but when Kobe makes his shots, it doesn't matter how great your defense is. When Kobe was in that zone, you could not stop him. I mean, he'll run off probably 20 points in a row by himself. I mean, he will cook anybody. That's how dominant Kobe was. Trick Nolte says, I remember Kobe and James Harden was going back and forth in a summer league there. There were a few seconds left, and the crowd shouts out, Kobe, Kobe, hits the game winner. The crowd mobbed him after the game. I remember that summer game, too, on YouTube as well. James Harden thought he could test the Black Mamba. And he paid the price for it. There's no question about it. He definitely paid the price for it. 89 TV said, remember when in the game that Kobe cooked D Wade after he broke his nose in the All-Star game? Yeah, man, I remember that one too. Look, I don't know what Dwayne Wade was thinking about, hitting Kobe across the face. I mean, all you did was basically take off Kobe Bryant, and when Kobe saw blood, he knew it's time to break. It's time to beat ass. You get what I'm saying? And my other favorite All-Star moment with Kobe was when LeBron James refused to take the game-winning shot, and I think it was in the 2012 NBA All-Star game. And Kobe looked at LeBron like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? When you're the most dominant player in the game, you got to take that shot. Why are you passing it up?" And because of that advice that Kobe gave to LeBron, it definitely changed LeBron's career because then LeBron started being more assertive in late game situations. Even though he still has his own choke jobs, you can say that LeBron stopped being afraid of the big moment. You know what I mean? And that's another big thing to why LeBron respects Kobe so much, because Kobe wanted to see LeBron, evolve into a supreme clutch player. And LeBron has had a mixed bag in the clutch, but he's showed up more times than he's not. 89 TV says Kobe went Gary Payton on LeBron. Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. I mean, listen, when you're the best player in the world and you don't take the game-winning shot, even if it was in an All-Star game, bro, you got to take the shot. There's no excuse to that. You have to take the shot. If you miss it, then you miss it. If you make it, you win the game. But you cannot be afraid in those moments. And that's why Kobe, had to Ethan LeBron James on that. And salute to him for doing that, because it changed LeBron's career in the years prior after that in Miami and in Cleveland, and leading them to those championships. So, this does not go without saying that, Kobe and Shaq did not have the best relationship with each other. But when it came down to, digging out to the trenches and getting the job done, both those guys put their egos aside and went on to the task at hand, and that was winning another championship. And they did it 3 straight times. And although, Shaq left, LA, on bad terms with Kobe, for almost a good, at least 3 or 4 years, Kobe was facing so much pressure to win another championship outside of Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Shaq already won a ring by himself in 06 with D Wade in Miami. And so there were fans that kind of went at Kobe and said, "See, this is why Kobe's got 3 wins. It's all because of Shaq." And Kobe took the opportunity to say, "Good. I want them to feel that way. I want them to feel the disdain and hatred against me, because when it comes down to clutch time, I'll be able to break their hearts and and basically stomp them to the ground." And that's what Kobe did. Kobe was that kind of cold-blooded assassin that was going to rip your heart out if you tried to test him. Trust me, this guy, there will be no other Kobe Bryant like that ever again, because those kind of people, that hard, thick mentality that you're supposed to have in sports, they don't exist anymore. It's become a lost art a bit in the world of basketball. Uh, 89 TV says there will never be another Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, and Dr. J and Moses Malone. Underrated duo. Agreed. And there won't be another Michael Jordan too. Don't forget that. Despite the fact that Kobe Bryant stole all Michael's moves, which is a fact. Chuck Nolte says, I can remember when Ruben Patterson, aka the Kobe stopper, played with the Blazers. He held the Kobe to 17 points. Kobe didn't play well. The next time they played Portland, he cooked them and the Blazers for 44 points. That's right. Yep. I remember Ruben Patterson though too. Ruben Patterson was very athletic and he could really quick move his feet. But when it comes down to defending against Kobe Bryant, even the greatest defense is never enough. I remember the 03 season. It was the final game of the season and they were trying to win the Pacific Division title over the Sacramento Kings. And Kobe, and this was during the time of the whole Colorado controversy going on. He proceeded to basically make the game tying three with Ruben Patterson all over his face. You know what I'm saying? It was just an unbelievable experience. And then in the overtime to win the game, Kobe catches the ball off the inbound, fades back, drills the three right down the net. Damian Stoudemire was underneath the basket and saw the ball travel right down the net and just threw the ball into the stands. I mean, it was just a crazy, crazy shot. I've never seen nothing like that, since. A Stock says, I'm sorry, basketball. I forgot to act Stockton and Malone. Yeah, no, no. They'll listen. There will never be another duo like Stockton and Malone ever again, because you can't find that anymore in today's basketball. Hey, DJ Q. Hey, DJ QMBOB. What's going on, bro? Welcome, welcome, my man. So I will say this though too. This is another topic that also was brought up in discussion today as well. Not just today, actually last Wednesday. The NBA declined to the request of changing the logo of the league from Jerry West to Kobe Bryant. Okay, 89 TV. I'll get to that in a second. Um, and there was a petition that was started. I think it was on either Sunday or Monday, in which there were 3 million signatures to try to convince the NBA to change the logo from Jerry West to a silhouette of Kobe Bryant. Now, the original logo was created back in 1969, and I think the reason why Jerry West was selected was, I think there was a little bit of a racial aspect to it, because they didn't want to, create a silhouette of another dominant basketball player. It was during the 60s. And the sad part is in 2016, it was on a Washington Post article. Jerry West did not want to be on the logo anymore. He said that he would be in favor of changing any parts of the logo or just coming up with a new design. And the other thing too is that when the original logo was made, in the late 60s, the league never announced it was Jerry West, and because of that, Jerry West never received any compensation or any money through his likeness. And it's gotta irritate Jerry West a bit though too, because it's basically his picture on the actual NBA logo, the one you see on the top right hand corner of your screen. And because the fact that because the fans want to see Kobe on the logo, they want to be able to pay their respects and tribute to Kobe. The problem is this, and it's not a racial thing. Like I said, it's more on the lines of a money issue, because you know the problem with creating a new logo with a different athlete, you have to be able to come up with a idea of a new logo, and then also how they're going to be able to compensate of using Kobe's likeness. Now, when I researched Kobe's net worth value before his net worth value is about $600 million. Now you add that to his estate and other business assets, its range is around $2 billion. That's a lot of money. And if the league decides to, you know, if the league decides to come up with an idea of changing the logo, then they're going to have to, come up with an agreement where a percentage the of the revenue made from the logo will go to the Kobe Bryant estate, because you know that the NBA is not just going to give this out for free. That just ain't going to happen. Now, I think the fans should continue to protest, not protest, but continue to press on the issue of changing the logo. And if Jerry West said that he'd be in support of the idea, then you know what, I'm all in for it. But it has to be a good enough deal for all parties can be satisfied with it. Now, if you wanted to go the safer route, I think the safer route would be, to change the MVP award to the Kobe Bryant Kia MVP award. That could be something. Or you could change the Defensive Player of the Year logo too, even though Bill Russell is basically the face of that award. You know, so there's other ways of paying respects to Kobe without, changing the logo or doing something major. But I think this is going to be a major topic of the discussion for years to come. And I do believe on this. There won't be immediate change, in my opinion, during this year's offseason, but you best believe that if the players keep pressing on the issue towards the owners and the commissioner, then they're going to have to decide how they're going to work this out, that kind of thing. And I think that eventually the logo will change, but like I said, the NBA is going to have to open up their wallets and pay whatever likeness money they have to make it possible for it to make their dream of making a new logo a reality. So let's go check out the chat there. 89 TV says, "Do you really think the Lakers gave the Pistons that 04 championship?" Um, I'll tell you this. I think that time the Pistons were just a far better team because they played together as a team. They didn't really had a true legitimate superstar, you know, and you had the Lakers who had 4 future Hall of Famers on one team. And you're telling me you can't make it work? I mean, just like what Kobe said, if Kobe took responsibility for that loss because he said that it was my fault because you know, I didn't get the new guys ready enough to face what we are going to face. Guys like Gary and Karl Malone weren't prepared to deal with the defense that the Detroit Pistons was going to force them. And when the series happened, the Pistons forced the Lakers to set up their offense 94 feet away from the basket, and they couldn't stop it. And unfortunately, the Pistons had all the answers, and they went on to win their third championship, their first since 1990. And so, unfortunately, it was the last game, and I should say the last series of the Kobe and Shaq era, as Shaq requested a trade, and he got traded to Miami. And the other thing, too, was that Kobe Bryant was also considering going to the Chicago Bulls to try to basically live up to the championship level expectations of his predecessor, Michael Jordan. But when Shaq decided to officially call for a trade, everything just stopped and they went back to square one. So Trick Nolte said Ruben Patterson, for what they say, defended Kobe in practice. Actually, the media ran with it. Ruben Patterson even said he wasn't a Kobe stopper. It made him even better, even though Kobe was tripping. I got the VHS. Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, I would never try to piss off, a great player like a Kobe, because he'll find ways to motivate himself, but also ways to, go outside of the norm and provide a major performance for millions of fans that will never see Kobe before and never will see him again. And the only time I saw Kobe in his career was at the night where he passed Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list in NBA history. I mean, to watch Kobe, grow up and literally, become an ambassador to the sport is really a rewarding thing. But also when he retired there too, he wanted to be a film producer, storyteller, and he won an Oscar out of it. So he was basically moving on from basketball because he felt that he had nothing to prove or nothing to try to justify his rank among the all-time greats. His accomplishments speak louder than his words. I think that down the line, I think down the line there too, my friends is that Kobe Bryant's legacy comes down to is this: it's about pursuing for excellence, pushing yourself to be at your absolute best, and preparation is the main key to winning anything in life. There's no denying about that. 89 TV says your teammates will punch you for pissing off Jordan. Oh yeah, no doubt about it there too. No question about that. I remember that when the Pistons were basically punking around Jordan in the early 80s, you know, he had enforcers like, Charles Oakley to protect him. But anytime Jordan went into the paint to try to attack, he always get knocked flat on his ass every time. And when Phil Jackson innovated the triangle offense, I should say, it changed the entire complexion of the league. And Michael got better, Scotty improved significantly, and the Bulls went on to sweep the Pistons and went on to win 6 championships out of it. And then you got Phil Jackson coaching Kobe, and then you know, and Shaq Phil Jackson wanted to cultivate a better relationship with Shaq than Kobe, which was the ultimate mistake. I think that when you look back at Kobe's career is a reminder of all the good things a basketball player should do. Seek for excellence, push yourself to be at your absolute best, and also never be afraid of excellence. Always go out there with one singular purpose, and that is to beat your opposition and win. And that's what he taught all of us. 89 TV says, I remember Kobe for being the greatest player, offensive weapon I've ever seen. And he was definitely first all team defense. And he did it 8 times. He actually did it 8 times there too. So he really showed that not only that he was capability of putting the team on his back, and he basically can prove that he can shut down your best offensive player, take away his best moves, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. That was Kobe. That was literally Kobe. And it's kind of saddening now that he's no longer with us, you know, but his memories and everything that he did on the basketball court, it's a reflection of who he is as a man and how he lived his life through basketball. And unfortunately, he won't be able to take care of his other daughters there too, who also lost their sister too as well. I think that you know when the Hall of Fame comes in, I hope that Vanessa Bryant can speak on her husband's behalf. I'm able to just be a Jimmy Valvano type of moment when that if that happens. So that is what it is though, man. So Trick Nolte asked me, Hari in chat, who was Kobe your favorite player or another favorite player? I had Michael Jordan as my number one all-time favorite player, but Kobe is very close to second. I mean, he could probably take number one there too. So I would put him tied for first. My favorite player is Michael, but Kobe is a reflection of Michael Jordan. So I can't go wrong for that. And 89 TV says, I feel so bad for Vanessa because she really held it down. Yeah, she has. Salute to her. She's been able to, you know, deal with the whole ordeal, but also finding a way to try to take care of her kids because now she's gonna be a single parent and she has to be responsible for their lives. And the thing is though too, if she decides to speak, in the at the Hall of Fame ceremony for her husband, oh man, it would be a great feel. It would just be a great atmosphere. Trick Nolte said, "No, Mahari. My question is, was Kobe your favorite player? Kobe? Oh, he asked me, was your favorite Kobe dunk or another player? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of Kobe dunks that I've liked. I think my favorite one is two of them. One is when he dug Dwight Howard as a rookie in 2005. Or the next year in the playoffs against the Suns when Kobe Bryant, received the saving pass from Lamar Odom, and then he just went up right hand and just threw it down in his face. I mean, just completely, just a pure facial dunk. Nothing I've ever seen out of Kobe. So those are my two favorite dunks. Now, of Jordan's career, Obviously, the one over Patrick Ewing is a really good one. What else? I think another good dunk of my favorite of mine is that I think there was one dunk against the was it against the Cleveland Cavaliers when he dunked it over Brad Doherty? I think so too. Against the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think that was also my another favorite dunk there too. So Michael's dunk against Patrick Ewing, and also the one against yeah, actually, here's a better one. The my other favorite one too is when Michael dunked on Dikembe Mutombo and did the finger wag afterwards. I mean, that was just that was a comedic relief though there too. But you know, it was basically great. It was basically one of the most rewarding dunks of Jordan's career though too, because the Kimbe was never dunked on by Michael Jordan until that moment. That is what it is. Chick Nolte says his rookie year he smashed uh or on a player when they played Minnesota at UNLV's campus. Oh wow. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah. 89 TV says I give props to Savannah. You don't see many couples like her and LeBron. Yeah, I do agree with that. Most certainly with that. Absolutely. So make sure to keep smashing the like button though too, guys. Real appreciative. And if you want to donate to the channel, I have a PayPal link underneath the description box there too. You can donate any money or anything valuable to the contribution of the channel there too, guys. So, but yeah, those are my favorite Kobe moments, and it's gonna be tough, living, my basketball life without one of these great ambassadors and great legends. But there's so many memories of Kobe Bryant that we can always look forward to, and basically break down who is a better player. And there's going to be great players down the line. There's going to be other, legends that can make the claim about who's the greatest of all time. But I will say this. I will say it like this. There's no other player that has done what Kobe's done in a long time. And I don't think there will be another Kobe Bryant, because there's no other way to find another player that had that same thick-hearted, that thick, toughness that he had, that thick skin, to be the best, and to win those last two championships without Shaquille O'Neal, with all the pressure he faced after Shaq left. There's not many players, you know, uh, that basically went through the gauntlet that he went through, you know, and basically put the Lakers on his shoulders with all the talent that he had, and won those two championships. I mean, he's got to be commended for that. So, it is what it is, though, guys, and you know, he's will definitely be missed. You know, um, he'll definitely be missed, and you know, his memories and everything that he represented will never be forgotten. And I will always be grateful for those motivational things that he does for himself. On the court, in the locker room. You know, those are the kind of things that you have to keep teaching. Your youth. About who Kobe Bryant was, and what his contributions to the game, because all of his accolades, records, and accomplishments speak for themselves. Of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, you know, and he will never be forgotten in NBA lore. Hold on one second. All right, hold on one second. So, at the end of the day, though, guys, you know, Kobe is a guy that will go down in lore as one of the greatest players in the game. You know, his accomplishments speak nothing. I mean, speak for himself. But I think the most important thing that we need to teach the next generation of basketball players is that you know his commitment to excellence, his work ethic, and his ability to try to you know go to get to basically pursue greatness, on and off the court. And he was settling into his role into fatherhood, and you know, uh, and those are the things that you got to keep in mind when he gets older. But it is what it is. But thank you, Kobe, for all the memories you provided for us. And your contributions to the game will never be forgotten, though, too. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night, though, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch the Blazers and Lakers game, though, too, at Staples Center, as well. This is gonna be their first game since since the tragedy, since last Saturday. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch that game, though, too, guys. But salute to everybody in the chat. Make sure to smash the like button on the way out there too, and spread the word about the channel too as well, though, guys. So let's continue to keep the channel growing, and I'll continue to produce more content videos, for everybody to see and comment on, and also you feel free to donate any money or any value to the channel on the PayPal link underneath the description box. Mr. Act Reacher 45, my brother that loves his brownies. That Act Reacher, always loves eating those brownies though too. It kind of, helps him, get a little bit more oomph in his punches. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But he's a good dude, man. You know, he's a good dude, man. I really love, his boxing intellect. It's just that his positivity though too. But you know, it's always good to chop things up with them. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for now though, too, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch the Blazers and Lakers game though too. But thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been really, really fun to chop things up with you guys though too. Hey, Mark Wonderlip was good, man. Appreciate all the love and support, though, guys. Make sure to smash the like button on the way out. So this has been episode 16 of Basketball Conversations. RIP to the Black Mamba. You will definitely be missed, but your memories will never be forgotten. Salute to the entire LDBC, and we're out, guys. And I'll be there tomorrow during the Super Bowl weekend. I'm going to talk about my top 10 greatest wide receivers of all time there too, guys. So stay tuned for that tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. Make sure, like I said, hit the like button on the way out there too, guys. And y'all be safe out there. Have a good night, guys.